I always tell people I can't answer anything in yes or no.
You never do.
I can't just be like, do you want this? Well, you know, but that's why, because it takes me time to figure out,
Got it.
you know, is this really a yes?
Mm-hmm.
Is this really a no?
Mm-hmm.
Is this really a need, or do I really just want it? How is this going to help me 9 months from, you know?
Yeah, I got
And I have to go through that whole spiel in my head before I can go. And then the motherfucker's like, I just asked you if you want to water. You know, What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Deep MCs, the podcast that seeks to push meaningful conversation to a whole new level. Whether it's for your entertainment or your personal growth, we appreciate you being here today. And now, on to the show. What's going on, man? What's going on?
What's good, Shepherd?
Oh, you know, same old. We're going to switch it up a little bit, even though I really feel like this episode needs the other music. But you know what? We're gonna go with this. You know why? Because we can. Because we are running out of time to use this, because fairly soon we will be in episode 100. Yes, episode 100, and we will be rebranding.
Yes, we are.
People have heard that 1,000 times if you listen, so thank you for all the listeners that keep listening, and for the new ones that are here.
Man, that just settled with me, man. We almost at 100 episodes, dude.
Almost at the 100. It's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, and when you
lot.
talk about consistency and all of those things, man, you know what? I'm proud of us, man.
We come a long way. Come a long way, because I remember episode 1.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Episode 1.
Episode 1 was
Yeah, I mean, you know,
it was hard.
It was hard,
It was hard.
You know, we didn't have a system in place, and
Zero.
we just pulled the trigger, man.
Zero system, and
Just
over the
pull
course
the
of
trigger.
time, things have changed.
Yeah.
Upgraded slowly.
Yep.
Working three angles now.
Still doing it, right?
Still doing it.
100 is gonna be even different.
100's gonna be
even better.
Even better. It's
Even
gonna be
better.
even better. We have some
Even
good,
different. What kind of crap is that? What is even different?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like agreeance. People say, "Are we in agreeance?" And it's not even a fucking word. It's not a real word. It's just something people say, right? Are we in agreement? So fine, you just say whatever. You say whatever you want.
Yeah,
People
whatever
get
I want.
Whatever you want.
Whatever makes me happy.
Whatever, exactly. What are we getting into today?
That's what we're getting into, is evaluating our happiness. Man.
Evaluating
Your own happiness.
your own happiness.
Yeah.
Huge. Evaluating
Yeah.
and not just the happiness of others, your own physical happiness. And I think that for me is where I'm at. It's kind of where I'm at in my life at the moment, is evaluating my personal, physical, not emotional happiness.
All of it.
Happiness,
Yeah.
all happiness, right?
Because your body responds to your emotional health.
Yes, for sure. Your body responds to it. And I think that this is for something that is like the word happy, for something that is supposed to be so pleasant, so free, so lightweight, so whatever you want to call it, is actually a very dark, painful thing.
Okay. Keep going.
Right. so right.
You have the floor. Sir.
Yes, I have the floor. Thank you. And what I mean by that is that I think the mass majority of people are not happy.
Mm-hmm.
There are a good number of people that are happy, or they think they're happy, but they're really not. And then there's a very small little group of people that are actually physically happy.
Got it.
Right. And it's a constant flux thing. And I think that with happiness, I think people confuse happiness and freedom. I think people sometimes confuse happiness and content.
Okay.
Being content.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really, achieve that peak, that physical peak, that peak performance or peak happiness. And because it can hurt people.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It can hurt yourself. Whether it is, and I guess we have to kind of break it down on more of a example basis, right? Jobs, are you happy in your job?
Mm-hmm.
People will be like, job's good, man. It pays well. I didn't ask you that.
That's not what you asked.
I asked you, are you happy in your job? Well, there's good and bad with every job. Every job has ups and downs.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No, I'm asking you, are you happy? A lot of people can't answer that question.
Yeah.
Or they take a job because it's a good paycheck. They take a job because they know it's not going anywhere. It's reliable. They take a job because it's
going to make somebody else happy.
They take a job because it makes somebody else happy, right? There's lots of reasons why people take jobs. Lots of reasons why people stay. Well, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Right.
Well, someplace it actually is.
It is greener.
It may not be at the next one.
Yeah, right.
But somewhere down there, it actually is, right? And you have to break away from that. And breaking away from that can hurt you, can hurt your family, can hurt your friends, can hurt your, to find that happiness, you have to let go of some people. You have to let go of some situations. You have to let go of some material possessions. You have to, whatever. That doesn't mean give it all away and become a free-spirited hitchhiker. That's not it either.
But for some people, that's what it is.
It may be.
Yeah.
For some people, that may be that ultimate life's happiness, right? But it's a select few.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are out there doing that is not by choice. They just kind of wandered into it and it just becomes, this flow state thing. And I feel like there has to be a balance of certain things in life to achieve that peak happiness, right? I think about, we went through the pandemic and everything else that was there, right? There were a lot of people that we've talked about before when they were able to have that time for themselves. They realized they hated their significant other. They probably hated their kids.
Right.
They really don't like their job. They fucking hate their house. There's so many things that
you had to slow down to deal with life.
Right. And really, life was at a stop.
Yeah.
But there's so many things you found out that you didn't like.
Right.
And, excuse me, the unfortunate part about that is a lot of people just sucked it up. And then when things opened back up, they just went back to, now my distractions are there. And, you're not reassessing. I think that in life, you need certain types of people around you.
Yeah.
I think in life, not everybody, certain types. I think in life, you need to have a goal. You need to have something to keep yourself busy. As human beings, we have to be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Even in rest, you're doing something, right? Like, you have to have something to occupy yourself. I think that you have to have something that's physically engaging, mentally engaging. What those things are is up to you, but I question a lot of people, and I've come across people in work. I've have friends that will say, hey, oh, this sucks, that sucks, job sucks, whatever. I'm ready to be home. I'm ready for the weekend, right? Everybody's working for the weekend.
Yeah,
it's a song, right? But why? Like you're just like, fuck, I can't wait to get out of here. I'm ready to punch this clock and go do whatever I want to do.
To get to what though?
And usually it's nothing. It's just a reset for the next week, right? And that's where I really say, like, are you reassessing, even if it hurts you or family or friends or your significant others or your partners or whatever the fuck you are, right? Are you doing what's best for you, your life, your happiness? Are you being a little selfish?
I'm reassessing that phase in my life. I'm, you know, and you kind of accelerated it with Legos. You
Glad I can help.
And you did. And I want to make sure you know that because, yeah, I love Legos, always have, and didn't know that it was still there, actually, right? Because I hadn't built anything in years other than that was mine. You know, I helped my son. You know, I loved Legos, so of course my son got Legos. You know, and we would play around and we would build a couple things, but ultimately those were his, right?
Right.
This was mine.
Yeah.
Right. And it was mine, and it was mine to build. He didn't even know I had it until it was finished because I didn't want him to touch it. You know, it was mine. And it's rare for me to take something and just make it mine. You know, I'm always sharing with it. I'm always sharing with somebody. I'm always considering somebody else or, you know, how is this going to affect this, that, or the third? Well, you know, when I was up burning the midnight oil, I was like, okay, you know what? The house is quiet. Yeah. Nobody is up. Let me build my tractor.
Something for you.
Let me build something for me, right? And even today, it is not in his room. It's not in it. What are you doing with my stuff? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he knows. He knows that, you know, that's Dad's. And it's in my office. The only it's not even a toy for me. It's my thing, right?
Yeah.
And so what it did is it really just it flipped the switch of, Aaron, you still got to take care of you, right? You still have to find moments in these things to do the things you love to do, right? Because you didn't even remember you loved this. You know it's what basically is what got me to this point.
Right.
Actually, Legos got me to here.
Yeah.
When all is said and done, right? Because of course, there's been a lot of time and space in between the first Lego and what I was building, and I was building farms. I was building barns and stuff for farm animals, right? And I think you may have known that, but I don't know if you did. But then you buy me a tractor, right?
Yeah.
And so now here we are, full circle from when I started. Legos is what got me into architecture. Architecture is what I went to school for. School is why I came to Houston. Houston is why I met you, right? Yep. So forth and so on. So And now we have a story of Legos. And I had left them, right?
Yeah.
I had not played with them. And so going back to that was just, it brought some happiness, right? And so now I'm looking at, it's crazy now because I'm on the sites. I'm going to the Lego store and I'm looking for, okay, now I want to custom build my house. Yeah, like I had the plans, right? So I have the plans up on the wall that we've already sketched out, you know? And so now, for a simple reminder, I'm going to now, hey, model the house in Lego.
That's badass. that's
because I want to be able to
badass,
see it, right? I'm gonna see it here because everything that I did in Lego, I now see.
Yeah.
What I created there, it didn't turn out exactly like I anticipated it, but the moves that it was supposed to make, it made, and it brought me to this point, right? And so now to be back at this place of seeing Lego again, I feel like it's a restart. It's a reevaluation of my happiness, and it's through something that I have a love and a passion for.
That is awesome. I mean, just to hear that, I mean, that's crazy, and that would be legit if you can legitimately build your house.
Not my current house, but my new house.
Your new house.
New house.
The one you will get.
Yes.
You know, that would be, just see that and then put that house in the house.
Yes.
Oh, man, dude.
And the crazy thing is I gotta buy individual pieces. So now it's gotten stupid. Cause now I'm going to the Lego store and I'm not buying a box. I'm going to the little bin.
Yeah, you're looking.
Okay, and I need 75 of those and like crazy stuff. You know, just go from here to here.
Yeah.
Overnight. Yeah. But I love it, man.
No, man, that's good. You are I forget what they call them. AFOL? Adult fan of Lego.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, there's a really good Lego documentary that is out there, and it shows the people that's all that they do, and they're doing what you're doing, like bins and bins and bins of like not sets, pieces, and they build. Where like the whole one person, their whole basement is all they're building a whole world of just
Bro, I promise you, when I my eyes were just closed for a second. I see, because we don't have basements in Texas, but my man cave has a Lego
just everything
town in it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the biggest mishmash office man cave ever because it's going and it's gonna be mine. It's gonna be so many things going on in this spot.
It's yours, but that is a point of happiness for you, right? And that's that thing where I think about, even for myself, like I don't have all my living spaces and all this everything, like there's no rhyme or reason. The chair doesn't match the couch, doesn't match like, no, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, this is what I like, what I want, and this makes me happy.
That's good.
And that's how it should be. And I wish that everybody can experience what you're experiencing, how you're feeling, but it does take that point in time. And like I know that like we communicate here and there and whatever, and one of the things that for me and then for you, and I'm sure you've probably picked up on it by now, is that when we communicate through text or whatever, like I'm always say, hey, make sure you get time for you. Like if that means that we don't record for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is, or whatever, if you have to step away from the wife, you have to step away from the kids, or you have to step away from work, whatever it may be for you, where you can fit that time in, make sure you get that time for you, because that's such a valuable piece to everything, right? Because they always talk about, when you talk about like life or whatever, or someone, I don't want to go as morbid to say that like, oh, they're doing things to harm themselves or whatever, but people always say like, hey, we need you around, or you have to take care of you before you take care of somebody else, and a lot of times what people think about is like take care of yourself financially, or you have to eat better, you can't be eating junk food, or you have to try to work out, take care of yourself. But I think a lot of people skip that mental aspect of it, of taking care of yourself, right? Taking that break, and it's really important. I think about like running, like if someone was to take you and they drop you on a track and they just say run, you're going in a circle. There's no end goal. It's ongoing, and you're going to run, and eventually you're going to pass out, and you've gotten nowhere. You've stayed in the same.
You may end up right back where you started.
And you eventually collapse, and you've accomplished nothing, right? And I think that happens a lot of time when we get work and family and kids and spouses and girlfriends and boyfriends and whatever the fuck you want to do. You are always running. I'm not saying you, just people in general. Always running, and you never just stop to say, am I happy?
Right.
Where am I at mentally?
Right.
Am I okay? Is this what I want? Am I headed even in the right direction? Because that course changes. We talk about, going to the gun range, the smallest, right? The smallest flinch at the beginning affects so much down the end. And you have to look at your life like that. You put your head down. A lot of people say, just put your head down and work. Okay, well, if you put your head down and just plow forward, you take one small step off course, you're going to end up worlds away when you get down to the end. And how many people are taking periodic, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, and reassessing like, hey, am I headed the right direction?
Man, the crazy thing is I've just this week, we found a camp, for my son for the summer, right? So that he's not home just chilling and sitting around on the iPad all day, right?
Yeah.
And so it changes my daily schedule. I'm finding the time to get him to camp.
Yep.
I'm finding the time to get him back home from camp. Right.
Yeah.
Football is kicking in. So, that's additional time.
Whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother thing. Additional time. And the wife's job changed. So my schedule had to adjust to assure that she could do what she needed to do. And what you just said flows into that so freely, because I will adjust at a moment's notice for whatever's necessary for everybody and everything else, right? But when the adjustment is necessary for me, it's questionable.
Yeah.
I don't take it as much as I will take it and fold directly into a schedule for something else. I don't build that into mine because it's always a moving target.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things that this continually helps is a reminder for me that, Aaron, what good are you to anybody else if you're not as good to you? Right? Because I think the expectation sometimes we fold into this idea that somebody else is going to treat us a certain way that's going to fill that void, or that's gonna pour back into that empty cup. But when all is said and done, if you're not doing it for yourself, then you're not even modeling it for somebody else.
No.
Right? So even the people that are closest to you don't know what you're happy about because you've never modeled it for them. Right? You've never said I love Legos, or you never have a Lego collection. You never said I love fishing and go fishing. You never do those things. So people can't even see that that's something that you enjoy.
Nope.
Right? So they make it up.
Yeah.
And that's why you get, ties for Father's Day.
Ties and socks. Ties and socks. Yeah. And that's what it becomes, right? So what do we get him? I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's a lot of people, right? I would say that is a very good indicator, and I'm guilty of this myself, but I would say without the physical person vocalizing, if someone cannot successfully buy you a gift you like,
right,
you probably aren't having the connection with them that you think you're having.
You know what, and I'm gonna put this out there because I refuse to go into this session. I know some things that I can buy for my co-host here, but there's a huge but connected to this one.
Huge, yes.
He might be pissed off if I bring it. So, it's just a balance that I have to go through.
It's about that's different, right?
I got it.
But you know,
I know,
right? You know,
I know,
and that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't know, and I think that's why we end up with a lot of socks and ties. Because
so you have a drawer full of socks and ties, right? You have a drawer full of trinkets. You have a drawer full of cards. They're always good. The words are great, but you have a drawer full of these things that really don't tap into who you are or what you love or those other things. Is simply because you've taken all of who you are and poured it into somebody else. People don't really even know.
They don't even know.
They don't even know.
They don't know who you are. They're just doing nice things.
Nice things.
I'm doing nice things, and I'm not tapping in that. And I think that's where it gets hard, right? And I think that's where it gets hard for a lot of people, is because now you're in a position where you have to either change your routine, or be open up, or cut people off.
Yeah.
Let people in, change things around, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, whether, like I said, it's personal, it's work, it's whatever, you have to make that leap, and that's a scary thing.
The scare is you hitting the nail on the head on that, because the scary thing for me is disappointment.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is disappointment, because if I do say, or I do show you what I love or what makes me happy, and then I still get the tie and socks, I'd be like, man, I should have just kept the tie and socks because I was vulnerable enough, which is not my thing.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we can be here on the show and you can assume that, but I'm actually very introverted at the end of the day. Right. I can operate in public.
Right.
But when all this, if I'm in a crowd and I've come with people, I'm the watcher. I'm the guy that's chilling. Yeah, I can interact and you can look like, oh, Aaron is having a great time. But actually, I'm real cool sitting right over here, chilling.
Yep. Minding your business.
Minding my business. Right? And I'm that guy, right? I'm the guy that is okay going to dinner by himself. Like I look forward to moments where the wife has something to do and the kids are gone and I can just go sit by myself.
Oh man.
Well, I can just go like, good, you know? And people can't go to a movie by myself, whatever those things are, right? I'm that guy. But most people don't know that about me, right? That actually brings me happiness. Just to be able to do those things. But like you said, to tell somebody that, they may get offended because why don't you want to be around me?
Be around me, yeah. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I'm the same way. Not a shocker, but you know, and I would think
you're more extroverted in that.
Yes, I'm very extroverted in the fact that I like to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, a lot of people will ask, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the people that know you probably ask you, you don't feel uncomfortable, or you don't like, you know, they always that question because it's such a foreign concept to them, and I would tend to challenge them and say, well, have you ever tried it?
Yeah, right.
And majority of them, like it's such a, they're afraid to go to a movie by themselves.
Right.
You're afraid to go to a movie. You are afraid to go to a movie by yourself? Like, really?
You mean
like
you don't want to? You want to share your popcorn?
Yeah,
like,
right. Everybody,
you want somebody else dirty hand in your popcorn?
You know, I feel weird. You know, sitting eating alone. Like, you know, you never even tried it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like try it. You know, I don't know. I think that people just they don't know a lot about themselves. You know, and that's why, you know, again, reassessing that happiness. That's one of the things. Learn about yourself. Learn about, and it really. I mean, I'm talking deep diving into what makes you happy. I'm not talking about pulling up repressed memories. We're solely looking at happiness right now.
Right now.
You know?
Yep.
What makes you happy? So many people won't even, they keep it so surface level with everything, you know? Oh, I just want to be around good people. Okay, well, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What are good people to you?
What are good people? What does that
Where are you going to find them?
Really, really mean?
Yeah.
You know? Oh, I want to work at a better job. What kind of job? You know, where do you want to go? Have you applied? Have you looked?
Yeah.
Does that job exist? If not, can you make that job? You know, I want to be in a better relationship. Okay, well, what are you doing to get out the one that you're in? What are you doing to change the one that you have if you want to improve it? What are you doing to incorporate yourself into the relationship? Like, there's a lot of things. Or do you need to walk away from everything?
Yeah.
Do you need to get a complete reset? I have gotten to that point where I was like, I need a complete reset.
Yep.
You know, I need to break down, start over, build up, and do it all over again, right? And see what that's like. And a lot of people are afraid to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid to do it because, you know, it's not always going to be perfect, but you're on that quest for that ultimate happiness, you know, and it takes steps.
I don't know if it's that. I think this is what leads to now being midlife. I think this is what people say leads to that midlife crisis, is when you get to that place where you realize, man, I don't have anything for me.
Right.
You know, and I've done all of these things, and they hadn't contributed to life for me, right?
Yeah.
They've contributed to my career. They've contributed to my family. They've contributed to my bank account and it being where it is, right? But none of it has contributed to what I'm happy with. And so you see people going out and buying cars and, you know, and swimming with sharks or whatever it was, right? Jumping out of planes.
Yeah.
To do the extreme thing is because we didn't take care of the smaller things along the way. So now we have to do this big thing to kind of jumpstart it, right?
Yeah, to get you back in the fold.
To get them back in it, right?
Yeah.
Right. We cutting hair and dating 29-year-olds. I mean, or
14-year-old, I don't know, to 18-year-olds, whatever. Yeah. I mean, but that's what happens, right? Like that legitimately happens to a lot of people. And it really just boils down to it's a simple thing. I mean, really, like you already have the thoughts.
Yeah.
You already have the mind.
Right.
You already have the capabilities. I always tell people, you have to, you do what you have to do to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. But there's levels that you can tweak within that can help you get to your happiness. Right.
Yeah.
Stop settling. I think there's just so much settling, and I think when I say settling, people
immediately go to a negative place.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
People always get
it.
angry about it, but you can settle into a nice house.
Yep.
You can settle into a good paying job.
Right.
You can settle into a decent group of friends. You can settle into all of that.
And your whole life will have settled.
Yeah. You settled. Your life's not bad. It's not great,
but you did settle.
But you settled, right? It's not what you wanted to be. It's not who you wanted to be with. It's not where you wanted to be. It's not what you wanted to have. You're okay with all of it. It's nice stuff.
Man, it's crazy you brought that, but you just said that. It's because I have settled for not having my master's in architecture. I had settled for that, right? And I've said it. I've said it several times. Like, I'm good. I don't need it.
I don't need it.
I don't need it. Because my whole Lego goal was to come here with my bachelor's in architecture, which I have, get my master's in architecture from an Ivy League school, and teach architecture. Really was what was my goal, right? And so that desire popped up the other day. Not that I want to go to school, but the idea, right? The idea and the thought process of that was the goal. Do you still want it? Because if you still want it, it's still available.
Yeah.
And you don't have to keep suppressing it because you feel like it's too far off, or it's just life has changed too much for you to attain it. Do you want it? You got the ability to go get it.
Yeah.
And if that's what's going to make you happy, if that's what's going to fulfill that for you, if that's what's going to give you that accomplishment, then man, get out there and get it. Get out there and get it.
You are 100% right. This is, and this ties into kind of what we were talking about in the previous episode, where we need to do a needs and wants episode. Needs and wants is going to be coming pretty soon because we need to do needs and wants. But because what you said is important, right? Like you say you settled for not having it, right? You convinced yourself you didn't need it,
right?
Whatever, right? But realistically, you don't need it,
right?
You don't need it.
I don't need it.
It's not. Right now, you're paying your bills.
Yep.
You have your family.
Right.
You're doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're working for yourself. You don't need it.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, maybe you might, but not for the reasons that everybody would think.
Yeah. I don't need it. I don't need it for additional money. I don't need it for a new career. I don't need it for. I need it maybe because it's just the fulfillment of that goal of that 12-year-old boy who always wanted to accomplish it.
And that might be the catalyst that puts that fourth gear
right
into play.
Yep.
And that's a really fine line balance when you talk about needs and wants, because you can easily look at that and justify as not needed.
Yeah. Right.
And that could just be what you want to do.
Right.
But no, maybe it really is a need, but not for the reason, like I said before. And I think that those are things that we need to dive into and explore further and take further, because there's never, right? They say two sides of the same coin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's never just one. And I guess people who know me I always tell people I can't answer anything in yes or no.
You never do.
I can't just be like, do you want this? Well, you know, but that's why, because it takes me time to figure out,
got it.
You know, is this really a yes?
Mm-hmm.
Is this really a no?
Mm-hmm.
Is this really a need, or do I really just want it? How is this going to help me 9 months from, you know?
Yeah, I got
and I have to go through that whole spiel in my head before I can go. And then the motherfucker's like, I just asked you if you want a water. You know, just water. You know?
Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it.
Never mind. Fuck you, be thirsty then, bitch.
Go buy one yourself. I'm done.
Oh, yeah, you're done. And you know, but I'm just trying to figure it out. You know? So maybe it's, hey, you don't have to reassess to the depths that I do.
Right.
But just take some time to figure out, you know, is this for you? Is it for you?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, man.
I think we good, man.
All right. Well, let's leave it right there.
Peace.
What's going on, guys? Hope you like the show. Appreciate y'all listening, but we need something from you.
Yeah, man, we need you to like, comment, and subscribe. We want to know what you like about the show, so that we can continue to create relevant content for you.
Appreciate it.